Thank goodness. How about them Cowboys? That's all I have to really say. We escaped with a win. Cowboy Nation, there was a lot of things wrong in this game, man. Oh my goodness. Our offense was absolutely terrible in this game. A lot of people are going to say, oh, the offense was great. Cowboy Nation, we were facing one of the worst defenses in the NFL. The Chargers have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And all we could do was score 20 points against them. That's not good. The Chargers have a beat-up, hurt defense, and we only scored 20 points. That's not good. Thank goodness that Dan Quinn's defense showed up when it mattered, that Micah Parsons, number 11, made a play happen when it matters. Because Micah Parsons, he struggled the last couple weeks, but he is an elite pass rusher at the end of the day. Okay, thank goodness for Dan Quinn's defense. I stand by what I said. Every game we've won this year has been because of Dan Quinn's defense. Dan Quinn's defense has bailed out Mike McCarthy's terrible play calling and his terrible coaching. Yes, it's great we won. It's cool and everything, but it was a sloppy game by both teams. Both teams. The Cowboys were sloppy and the Chargers were sloppy. It was a sloppy game. The penalties were outrageous. I made the pregame video and said no penalties. The penalties on both sides were outrageous. Then you have Tolbert being an idiot and trying to recover the football. What was he thinking, man? It was just stupidity. And that goes back to coaching and just bad coaching by the Dallas Cowboys. Dak, yes, he had a decent game, but he was going up against a beat-up, hurt Chargers defense. So you can't really say, oh, Dak's the guy, because, he had a decent game, but he was going up against a beat-up, hurt defense, Cowboys Nation. He was going up against a terrible defense. And the offense looked terrible under Mike McCarthy. It did. The Cowboys, yes, were 4-2, and thank goodness we won going into the bye week, because the Rams and the Eagles are not going to be easy. I know the Eagles did just lose to the Jets, but man, it's not looking good. It's really not. Dak is honestly just average. He really is. Mike McCarthy is not a very good coach, in my opinion. I think he's a terrible play caller. I think he's a terrible coach, personally, at this point. And at the end of the day, Dan Quinn, shout out to his defense. His defense had a good game, holding the Chargers offense to 17 points. Now, granted, they were missing their starting wide receivers and their center. He still held the Chargers to 17 points. That's pretty good. Pretty good. It's pretty good, Cowboy Nation. It is. But at the end of the day, this win wasn't impressive, I wasn't sure how this game was going to go. Honestly, we should have beaten the Chargers by a lot more than just 3 points. But the offense was just so bad in this game that we couldn't do it. And the penalties, the undiscipline, just was not impressive to me. Again, I'm happy at the end of the day the Cowboys won. We're 4-2, and we still got a chance. But, honestly, the way this offense is played, man, it's just, how are we going to compete with the better teams? The offense there's so much talent, and it's not living up to what it should, is all I have to say. And, a lot of Cowboy fans are going to come on the channel, and say, why are you upset, Cowboy Nation? We barely beat a Chargers team that has the worst defense in the NFL, and they were missing a lot of starters. Now, we were missing some starters on the defense, mainly Leighton Vander Esch and, of course, Diggs, but still, man, it wasn't that impressive. The Chargers were missing a lot of starters on their offense, too. So it's like, I'm happy we won. It's great. We were 4-2. We did what we needed to do. But it just wasn't an impressive win. The penalties were bad. The play calling, again, was bad. At this point, the offense sucks under Mike McCarthy. It's terrible. It's just terrible. And we have a quarterback that just isn't good enough to elevate the team when it matters. And I guess he kind of had that drive, but he had Tony Pollard open for a touchdown, and he overthrew him. I mean, come on, man. So, just a lot of stuff we have to find a way to clean up, I guess. Well, not I guess, we do. And it just has to get better. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to compete with the better teams. But at the end of the day, a win's a win. So the Cowboys were 4-2, second in the NFC East. We'll see. Thank goodness for the bye week. I need a week off football. Really do. But hey, we got the win. Congratulations to Dan Quinn's defense. Micah Parsons stepping up when it mattered, holding on and bailing out Mike McCarthy in the offense. They did a great job bailing those guys out because they did not do great, honestly. They really didn't. Everybody's going to say Kellen Moore wasn't, as good as Mike McCarthy. BS. Kellen Moore is better. Kellen Moore was missing way more starters than McCarthy was on offense. Just don't even come up with those excuses. But anyways, how about them Cowboys? We got the win over the Chargers, 20-17. And we're 4-2, so got a long way to go. We have a lot of stuff to clean up. I don't know if we're going to, but hey, it is what it is. A win's a win. And how about them Cowboys? I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.